I've heard this, and this has kind of been swirling around over the past couple days since The Boys season 4 came out. I was very critical of The Boys season 2, and for how even the first season I thought was fun. I thought it was good. I thought they did take shots at both sides, little more one than the other, but for the most part, I think a lot of people could still be fans of the show. Season 2 for me was when it became very clear that, yeah, of course, all the people that made this are leftists, blah, blah, blah. But season 2 made it very clear that if you're a conservative, they hate you and they want you to know it. And it's taken a couple people a little while longer to figure that out. But now that The Boys season 4 is here, according to virtually everyone, they've finally realized that that's what this entire thing was always meant to be. The Boys season 4 is a flop on Rotten Tomatoes, and fans think they know why. Because as we can see, The Boys right now, I don't know why it's so far down. The Boys right now is sitting at a 51% audience score for season 4. And I think it's very telling how each season has continued to push more and more people away. We look at season 1. Look at that. 90% audience rating. A lot of people enjoyed it. Dips down a little bit for season 2. And then you have season 3. And now you have season 4. And it's almost like you can tell as they continue to get more obvious with what they were doing, more people started to pick up on this shit. And Eric Kripke, for the past several years, has made it very apparent that if you're a conservative, he doesn't want you watching his fucking show. He even said that if you don't like that we're taking shots, then don't watch it. I have a feeling that's probably what we're going to see. Season 3 ratings got dominated by The Terminal List. Even though The Boys had way more promotion, The Boys had so much more people that should have been tuning into it at the time, but The Terminal List absolutely annihilated a few years ago. And now we've got this. For Eric Kripke, The Boys was always about Trumpism. As the showrunner grows his darkly comic satire into a franchise and spoofs a certain trial and presidential election, hate when it does that, in the new season, he says he's fine losing the viewers who just figured out his social agenda. Go watch something else. This season of The Boys features a presidential race being undermined by fascist forces. Coincidence or good timing? We were already headed there anyway. But we're talking about an election and a president, and when the votes are counted in Congress, it's odd to call it good luck, but sometimes we feel like we're Satan's writer's room. And he would go on to describe that this was always kind of the point of what he was doing. But this is just a testament that, you know, if you do have a story come from a certain political slant, as long as you're fair, people will enjoy it. But when it becomes clear to everybody that it's not fair anymore, I think that was in season 2. Some people feel like it's finally now. You're going to lose half of your fucking audience. That very well may be what happens with The Boys when we finally get these ratings.
So with The Boys, I watched season 1 and I liked it a lot, but I wasn't like overly invested in the show. And then I heard that it went really bad in season 2. So I just didn't watch season 2 or season 3. I don't know why exactly. I ended up then watching through season 2 and 3 well after the fact that they premiered. And because I'd heard how horrible it was, I actually wasn't as turned off by it as say you were. I knew what they were doing for sure. It's not that I didn't notice it, but I felt like they were taking shots at both perspectives, obviously one more than the other. But the comments, if I'm not mistaken, was it the showrunner, the creator, or whatever, like he made the comments recently because people are a fan of Homelander and he's like mad about that or upset that, like,
that was even in 2022. It was because someone was wearing a Homelander mask or a Homelander cosplay at a Trump rally, and he made some comments like, you realize that Homelander's the fucking bad guy and he's based off Trump, right? We're just going to make it even more obvious for you idiots who didn't understand. Those were basically the summation of his comments.
Again, it's funny because you guys have made Homelander into Trump, and people like Trump and they like Homelander. Now, I know he's the villain of the fucking show, but you guys, if your inspiration is to make him Trump, you've already made Trump far more cooler than Trump really is. And that's obviously not a shot at Trump because I'm a fan of Trump, but these people make Trump the coolest motherfucker on the planet. Like the people that hate him, they just make him sound so cool constantly. They make him awesome by saying all the things that they say about him. And the same thing kind of has translated from the Homelander element where he is the star of the show. He's the draw. He's the person. He's the only. He is the most prominent figure in the show, and it's not even close. And Anthony Starr, is that his name?
Yeah.
He does a fantastic job in the role. Now, what's interesting is I've seen a lot of people go, it took a lot of these people 4 years to finally realize they were making fun of them. I thought there was no like agendas in these shows, Ryan. I was told that there was no agenda. I was told that all the complaints about wokeness and real world politics and direct agendas were not a thing in these shows. Now you're saying, oh, look at these guys. They finally realized after 4 years that they're making fun of them the whole time. Either we were right then or what? Explain that one to me for all these people that keep saying that. Now you're saying that, yeah, all those fans that were saying that wokeness and social justice bullshit and agenda-driven storytelling, all those people were right. Pretty interesting dynamic you found there, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of that recently. Have you seen season 4 yet?
No, I'm not interested.
And you're not going to? You're not going to watch it because
no,
of
I'm not interested in watching it. Like I said, when season 2, they literally made Homelander team up with an actual fucking Nazi and made all of their fans just reflect Trump fans and Trump rallies and shit like that. It was super obvious what they were fucking doing. And like that to me was when I realized that, yes, these people they can be left wing. They can tell maybe some agenda driven stories or whatever. But if the story is good and they're not showing that they fucking hate the other side or that's how they actually view them, then, maybe you could still have a good show out of it. And I enjoyed season 1. Like you, I wasn't like super invested, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. But it turned into this taking shots at both sides thing. That's fine. I think a lot of shit should take shots at both sides. But when you're taking a shot at one side with a water pistol and the other side with a fucking nuclear bomb, obviously, eventually you're going to turn your audience off. And that's exactly what they've done this season. I thought they were fairly mask off in season 2. Some people are finally seeing getting a full mask off in season 4 because the showrunner himself was like, well, if they don't get it yet, we're just going to go full in. We're going to make sure that all these conservatives know we fucking hate them. I think it's going to bite them in the ass when it comes to the ratings for this show.